Hi Tea Society, welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet. Today we are checking out Stray Kids' Youtiful, which if I remember correctly, a video is released. It looks like it's animated, at least from like the thumbnail. And if my memory serves me, they released it on the Stay anniversary. I might be wrong about that, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that this song is for Stays, given the title of it, and I feel just like the vibes that I'm getting from it so far, having not heard the song and only having very vague knowledge of what the song is. I'm going to assume that it is sweet and sentimental and probably for Stay. So will this get me in my feelings? Probably. But I'm still excited to see what they've got for me. There's always some really sweet songs that they have in their discography, especially as an end cap to the albums. So I'm excited to see what this one has. I don't know why they look so serious in these flowers, except Bangchan, who is definitely smiling a bit, but like most of them look like they're very serious about whatever is happening right now, and I'm not entirely sure why. Anyway. Oh no. Oh, I love that guitar with that synth. Like it sounds dreamy. A lot goes in your mind. I don't know if I'm ready to show myself. You worry day and night. Look at the stars fall. They leave the sky goodbye. Must be an oracle, like a waterfall. They shower you with love tonight. Okay, fine. Look, you can't start off a sentimental song with Bangchan vocals, okay? It's a soft spot for me. Am I still going through withdrawals because we lost Chan's room? Yes. Yes, I am. It's fine. I'm fine. However, so sweet. We've got lots of English lyrics at the beginning of this too, which I really like because it's obviously trying to reach as many people as possible, even though obviously we're all here to put in the legwork if we need to understand lyrics that aren't in our primary language, but makes it a little bit more universal with it. I loved the like tension that Bangchan was putting into his voice, like these little cries that he was putting into it, like this little bit of vocal fry that he's putting at certain parts of his phrasing, and then Hyunjin coming up with a much cleaner sound and having these like breathy accents instead. Like the contrast between those two was really like nice to have those two voices back to back. Also, but like the way that he sang must be an oracle. Wait. I don't know if I'm ready to show myself. You worry day and night. Look at the stars fall. They leave the sky goodbye. Must be an oracle, like a waterfall. I love that falling motion with waterfall too. You're perfect in my eyes. Don't ever doubt yourself. I know the feeling too. I've been inside the dark. I've never been so empty, hopeless. But no, it isn't true. Cause know that all the stars are by your side. Oh, the vibrato that Han put in. Hang on. We had all those layered vocals with Lino's part. Something about a falsetto from Lino that just hits a little bit differently. His vocals have been popping off in the last few albums. He's always been good, but I remember listening to Maxident and I was just like, dang. Again, always been good. I've seen like the improvement of him like putting in work and sounding like more polished throughout the years, but just listening through that album, I was like a little bit flabbergasted by how many times I had to like double take a Lino vocal. So him getting to have those like beautiful, gorgeous, like falsetto notes with all those like layers in contrast to Felix's voice, gorgeous, especially since we're talking about being like up in the sky with like stars or whatever, but also like ups and downs, right? You're literally having the highs and the lows and them talking about, hey, it's okay to struggle with things. And even though it's like, you're not perfect, but you're perfect in my eyes, the flaws in you don't make you like broken, right? That's not what you are. So I love having that like up and down in the vocals as well, and getting any kind of Tangbin vocal as well. I love his voice when he gets to sing. It's another like soft spot for me. It's when we get vocal Binny. It just feels different. We haven't even gotten like vocal Racha, which I know that they're going to clean up on this with a ballad. Oh, okay, fine. It's fine. I haven't been on the edge of tears a few times already. I love the like palm muted guitar that's in the one side. I've never been so empty, hopeless. But no, it isn't true. Cause know that all the stars are by your side. You know, whenever there's a chance, I'll tell you that you're amazing as you are. Cause when you give me
Ugh, wait, before we get no more verses, I love the way that that just like lifted up, but it's also in a bit of a lower range too. So it's not like these like huge high like belting notes, which I feel like fits with this song, like the sentiment of it, because it isn't like showing off or trying to fill a big space or anything like that. Maybe we'll build up into that as they go through the song, but it's this feeling like of sincerity, of having it in this place of like conversational tone. It's very much in that comfortable chest part of their voices, so it feels very much like they're speaking voices, and because of that there's a certain like sincerity to that. It feels more of a conversation as opposed to big song, like huge in scale, right? Especially for a song from Stray Kids where they have a ton of huge songs, right? They have so many songs that have so many things going on, and having a song that is really bringing all of that down into this very like middle placement, and having even some vocal melodies that are a little bit more easier to sing along with and more accessible to people wanting to participate in it. Because I'm sure that seeing this in a live setting and getting to be like Stray Kids on stage and hearing like a whole sea of people singing these lyrics is probably super powerful. I don't know if they actually have performed it, but they should, because I feel like that would be such a emotional but heartwarming experience. And I love all the layered vocals filling in the back of this too, right? The production isn't doing like a ton of complex things, again, especially in comparison to other stuff from Stray Kids, but they're filling in that production with a bunch of these layered vocals, which are gorgeous.
Let me tell a little story about the star that couldn't shine. Oh, blink out of a million, felt like an alien. And the latest I was struggling, going to become the biggest thing, making a fantasy, family, beautiful galaxy.
Wait. I was doing okay until we got Felix saying family, and then I was like, nope, I'm fine. I'm not too emotionally attached to a group of men who have no idea that I exist. No, absolutely not. Oh my gosh. Ian's vocals were like getting to me. I'm like, oh, I'm getting emotional. And then Felix I'm just gonna go back. It's just like, just go back and listen to all of it.
Let me tell a little story about the star that couldn't shine. Oh, blink out of a million.
I love this like slant rhyme.
Like an alien. And the latest I was struggling, going to become the biggest thing, making a fantasy, family, beautiful galaxy.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful, one of a kind.
Oh.
Just know I'm always by your side.
Wait, I don't want to interrupt, but I need, for personal reasons, I need to hear Changbin's vocals again there. Oh no!
Family, beautiful galaxy. More than beautiful, one of a kind. Just know I'm always by your side. You know whenever there's a chance, I'll tell you that you're amazing as you are. 'Cause when you give me a glance, I'm sure that I see the universe in your eyes. Don't you ever tell yourself that you're not enough. I am certain that you're truly fine. You are a miracle. You are beautiful.
Wait. Now Binny's vocals are taking me out. Also, there's just something about hearing Bangchan on that chorus, because I'm like, man, you mean that. If there's a live performance of them singing this, the look and Bangchan's eyes, he is singing this out into stays. I'm fine. I'm totally okay. I don't even know what you're talking about. I will get past this part. Probably. It's fine.
Just know I'm always by your side. You know whenever there's a chance, I'll tell you that you're amazing as you are. 'Cause when you give me a glance, I'm sure that I see the universe in your eyes.
I love the cadence on the universe too.
Never tell yourself that you're not enough. I am certain that you're truly fine. You are a miracle. You are beautiful.
Just like a little bit of smokiness.
Don't wanna leave the bed. Looking at the mirror, see
and look, y'all are gonna rip my heart out because you're probably gonna slow this down a little bit for, especially with Han singing. Don't do that to me, okay? I was having a moment because I was like, Felix's voice, right? And I had it in the, what was it, the FNF video, where when I heard his voice, I was like, dang, I don't think I've ever heard his voice sound like that, because Felix is either like in his like lower tone. When he does higher tones, it's usually like very like eerie and light. We rarely get a middle tone that doesn't have a like growliness to it, right? Like he usually has some vocal fry, some like grunginess in his sound, because there's a little bit of like aggression bite to the way that he's performing. We rarely get him with a nice clean sound. So he had just like these nice, clean, bright sounding vocals. And I was like, dang, I don't think I've ever heard him sound like that much in traditionally pop placement of his voice. And he getting a little bit of it here, and then having Sungmin with that note, beautiful. Ooh. We didn't pull back as much. Gorgeous ad lib. Dang. Look, I was like, this is probably gonna be really sweet. This is probably gonna get my feelings. I wasn't expecting to cry multiple times. Cry, recover, cry, recover. That was the experience of that song, which is probably like the point. Like it is both like, it is sweet but comforting. It is saying all of these things that are going to make people emotional who have been following Stray Kids for a while, right? Depending on how long you've been a stay, it could feel a little bit different. Like I feel like that's why the Felix singing family got me so hard, is because I have been following Stray Kids for a while, and because of that, the separation anxiety that I have about Felix is ingrained into my soul as a stay. So him saying that, I was like so I feel like there are so many moments in that song of them like being comforting, but also talking about like the story of how long they've had this career, right? How long they've been releasing music and all of the things that they have done in their career up to this point, and stays who have been there along the way, regardless of when you've joined in, regardless of when that has been. Maybe this is your first album, maybe you've been here for a while, where whatever it may be. That it's just such a sweet song, and like the idea of seeing like the universe in your eyes is so cute, like the like sparkle there, and like the potential, like the endless possibilities of that, infinite possibilities. So cute, gorgeous vocals. I love that we got a little bit of falsetto at certain points with the like Lino's part, but then also getting some falsetto with someone there to accent that specific line. And like I was saying, I feel like having the rest of it in this nice like chest middle range of the voice, very conversational, not only adds to the sincerity, but it means that people can sing along to it. And I feel like, again, it would be so powerful to hear this song sang in like a crowd at a concert, like whether or not from Stray Kids perspective on the stage to being like a member of the audience. I'm sure that would be such an emotional and powerful experience. But we have a video, so I guess hopefully I will not be emotionally wrecked again, but who knows. I feel like I'm not prepared for this. I feel like I'm too emotionally invested. I'm a little bit worried. It's probably fine. I love this like twilight dusk vibe.
Looking at yourself, a lot goes in your mind. I don't know if I'm ready to show myself. You worry day and night. Look at the stars.
I don't have double captions.
They leave the sky goodbye. Must be an oracle, like a waterfall. They shower you with love tonight.
Wow, pretty.
You're perfect in my eyes. Don't ever doubt yourself. I know the feeling too. I've been inside the dark. I've never been so empty, hopeless. But no, it isn't true. 'Cause know that all the stars are by your side.
Ooh, just before we get into it, I think it's so interesting to have one, like multiple people who are going through like similar experiences, like paralleled with each other, saying, hey, you're not like the only person who's going through this experience. Also, I thought it was interesting that we had the breaking news, like people going around the like TVs there, because I feel like we could all get overwhelmed by that, even if it's going into this kind of looks like meteor shower, like shooting stars or whatever that we're getting into. But I feel like some of it can be being overwhelmed by that. Some of it can be like, I don't know, almost like putting out a bulletin of like, hey, I see that you need some kind of reassurance in yourself. So like breaking news, you're actually great. Like there's like a couple of different interpretations to that, but I love the art. Like it has like a very like minimal design, but it's so pretty in terms of like, the coloring that they're using, like the lighting choices.
I've never been so empty, hopeless. But no, it isn't true. 'Cause know that all the stars
And like the lights coming on.
you know, whenever there's a chance, I'll tell you that you're amazing as you are.
Wow.
'Cause when you give me a glance, I'm sure that I see the universe
Oh,
in your eyes. Don't you ever tell yourself that you'll
because they're like faceless, and then
certain that you're truly fine. You are a miracle, miracle. You are beautiful.
beautiful with the like artwork of the wow. Okay, look, someone who loves space, you're gonna definitely distract me, like again, someone who also has a bit of a fish brain, and I'm like, ooh, lights, the artwork of just like the sky, night sky, and it being so like beautiful. But I think that fits into it, right? Like the whole idea of the universe in your eyes, stars, and all of that imagery, this idea of infinity and potential and vastness that is like just out of reach, right? Especially since we don't always get to see the stars, but that doesn't mean that they're not there. They're always there and they're always present. And just because it's hidden from us for a little while doesn't mean that they just like cease to exist. And I think that's such a beautiful image for people who are going through stuff or struggling to express themselves, right? Not everyone is good at externalizing what's going on internally, whether or not that is something that they are struggling with and therefore need some kind of like guidance or help with, or just like validation of. But it can also just be people who have a rich internal existence who have a hard time expressing that externally. And that doesn't mean that it's just not there. It just means that it's difficult for them to connect with people about what is going on internally. So I love having all of that imagery in this, especially with having the kind of two main people that we're following be like faceless, and then we have that one moment of getting the like detailed eye with the space imagery. So it's like people who are like faceless until maybe they aren't anymore. Love all the purples too. Wow. How pretty that is. Ooh. Oh, I love the image of like biggest thing, like the comparison there.
Going to become the biggest thing, making a fantasy, family, beautiful galaxy, galaxy.
And all the lights on the earth.
Just know I'm always by your side. You know, whenever there's a chance, I'll tell you that you're amazing as you are. 'Cause when you give me a glance,
I love the orange in contrast to all the blues and purples.
don't you ever tell yourself that you're not enough. I am certain that you're truly fine. You are a miracle, miracle.
Isn't that? Sorry, but wasn't the sign that we had there, wasn't that like in the on the computer that the other person was looking at? So it's either like foreshadowing or like news everyone's meeting to see the falling stars meteor shower. Wow. Seems like maybe the other person and opposite eyes. Parallels. Ah, it's different. The little You Make Stray Kids Stay. It's different. When you get a sweet song like this, I guess maybe I didn't need to check out a lyric video before, but hey, I think that just proves that I don't know anything before I do reactions. Wasn't sure what I was gonna get with this video, but beautiful, pun intended. Whoever worked on the artwork on this, just gorgeous. Love the like parallels of these two people going through a similar experience and yet also finding themselves experiencing some of the beauty in the world. I really like that we had all of the kind of galaxy imagery, not just because I like space, but also because of the, I guess, again, the infinity of it, like universality of experiences, but also it's like a natural beauty, right? It's something that is what it is, and it is chaotic and gorgeous and occasionally unpredictable and difficult to understand and cosmic and infinite. And there's so many things about space and the universe and everything around us that is, there's so much happening, and yet there's so much like empty space and moments of like quiet that I think that it's such a beautiful image for what it can be like sometimes internally for people. And just because there may be a difficulty externalizing that, or that it may seem nerve-wracking or unsafe to express it externally, doesn't mean that it's not happening. And I loved getting to see some of that reflected in the imagery for it. And I'll have to find out who did the artwork and like the animation and stuff, because it was gorgeous. And I feel like you could take a screenshot from like any part of this video and use it as like a screensaver and it would be gorgeous. Love that so much. And I didn't cry that time because I was distracted by the lights. So I read one of the comments on that video and it just said that the song sounds like Bangchan should be saying big hug at the end. And now I'm emotional. Again, it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. That was such a beautiful song. Like, it's such beautiful, like lyrically. I loved the way that they performed it. I loved getting to hear vocals from a bunch of the members that we don't always get like singing vocals from. And it felt really like we got to hear everybody really well in that. There was a good like line distribution in it, which is nice. And again, I feel like if they haven't performed it live, they definitely need to, or getting to see a live performance of that. Let me know down in the comments if you got to see a live performance of this, if it exists. Again, I have not done research yet because I don't until I've fully listened to songs. And I think that it's a great song for kind of ending the main part of this album. I know that we have the sound Korean version and the mixtape is like the very end of the album, but this definitely feels like a kind of end cap to this album. And I think that it's really interesting within like the journey of what this album has been, at least from like my interpretation. And again, I'm still missing some songs in this, but starting in this place of being very like braggadocious and very sure of oneself as like an artist, and the way that it's almost like combative with other people who have doubted you, right? It's staking your claim, planting your flag, right? To then transition through the songs and kind of seeing this struggle start to pop up as I go through the songs, and ending with FNF before this, which is about, hey, I care about something that is external from myself in terms of like my home and the environment, and caring about the kind of natural beauty around me, and then transitioning into Youtiful of, I care about the people who have supported me along the way, and not in a, I appreciate that you have supported me, in a, hey, I'm going to support you back by reminding you that you have something special in you as well. Like, it is one thing for you to look at me as an idol and see me through the lens of like somebody who is like on a pedestal or like above who you are, or like has more potential than you. But the truth is like they're just people. And that means that there isn't that big of a difference at the end of the day between us and them in terms of just who they are as people and the things that they struggle with. And that means that there's a bit of a connection there, camaraderie there, of acknowledging that there is a back and forth relationship there of Stray Kids isn't Stray Kids without Stay, and Stay isn't Stay without Stray Kids, right? So I think that it's really interesting to see the transition of this album. I'm excited to check out the other songs that fill in some of the gaps of kind of the arc of the album, of kind of the kinds of topics that they're digging into. But I hope you enjoyed listening to that along with me. You can click this playlist to go into my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to me next time I post a Stray Kids reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.